Hi guys, welcome to another video. So a few people have been asking me how I'm getting on with the Ribble. So now I've done about 1,000 miles on it, just over 1,000 miles. I thought I'd do a little bit of a follow-on review, go over what I like, go over what I don't like, and go over what changes I plan to make in the future to the bike. Okay, so I decided to try and restrict it to just a few things. So I've got 5 things I really like about the bike. The first one being comfort. The bike's really comfortable to ride. The wide tyres make it super comfy, and I found that this winter I've done more riding than I've ever done before, which has been a really good thing. We had a really good strong January, very little rain, and the temperatures were quite high for January, so I commuted most days to work. February less so, but I travelled a lot in February, so that was less of a problem. And then, well, we've had the lockdown after that, so I've been getting out when I can, not on this bike, but on my summer bike because the weather's nice now. So yeah, following on from that, the other thing I really love is the disc brakes. The hydraulic disc brakes are really strong. They give you confidence, they allow me to ride a lot faster than I would normally ride in winter. I don't necessarily think they're a requirement if you're getting a summer bike, but if you've got an all-weather bike like this, or one that's going to be used off-road at all, then yeah, disc brakes, fantastic. So the third thing I like is the simplicity of it. It's quite easy to maintain and work on the bike, not that I've had to do much so far, but just riding it is so simple. Having the one-by system is just great for commuting. There's no front derailleur to worry about, there's no thinking about gears, it's just either go up gears or down gears, and there is enough gears there for most people, especially if you're commuting. Sometimes I am spinning out in the top gear, but very rarely, and it doesn't matter because it's a commuter bike, it's a winter bike, it's not a racing bike. So the third thing is more to do with Ribble itself, and that's the level of customer service I've got from Ribble. So since having the bike, I unfortunately, because of where I work, having not very good bike parking facilities, it did get a bit of a knock and some paint chipped off, and Ribble were really good about it and sent out a little pot of paint for free, just so I can touch it up. So I was expecting to pay for that, and I didn't have to. I just emailed them and they sent me one out, and it came next day, I think. So that's really good. And the other thing that's happened since is I've actually rounded a nut that secures the front brake caliper on. I was just centering the front brake caliper after a bit of riding, and yeah, I've rounded the head slightly, which is annoying for me. I didn't know exactly what bolts to buy, emailed Ribble, and then for £3 or £4 they're sending me some out. So that's really good. So yeah, the Ribble customer service seems excellent. They reply really quickly and they always do what they say they're going to do. So the fifth thing is just the looks of the bike. It looks incredible. I love the orange and blue. I got matching bottle cages for it, and yeah, it's a cool looking bike. I'm really happy with it. So moving on to the bad things. So the main complaint I've got with the bike would be the mudguards. So someone in the comments on the previous review did say that they're not long enough. That's not really that much of a problem for the riding I do. The main problem I have is the flimsiness of the front mudguard. So basically it came with the front mudguard misaligned. I had to realign it, and it was just never great. So last week I actually took the front mudguard off and then reattached it and made sure everything was tightened up really well. So we'll see how it goes. It looks a lot stronger now than it did before, so I think it's going to be better, but let's see. They're definitely not as good as SKS mudguards, which I've used in the past, and if I was getting this bike again I would spec for the SKS ones, which were about £20 more. So the next thing that I'm not so keen on is the Apex group set, and that's not the bike's fault at all, that's my fault for getting the cheapest one-by group set you can get with it. So it's okay, it works really well, but it seems really susceptible to chain noise, and reading up online this seems particularly bad on one-by bikes, so you've got to make sure you keep the drivetrain really clean and well lubed, which is difficult on a winter bike, especially if you're commuting every day. You don't always have time to clean the bike every single day. I'm trying to keep on top of it, clean it at least once a week, hopefully maintain life, and you've just got to grin and bear with some of the noises it makes sometimes, I guess. That seems a general consensus online, but no, it's running pretty smooth at the moment, so it's not too bad. And yeah, if you wanted better you could upgrade the group set or go for the Shimano group set now that that's out as well. And the final complaint is, again, not really the bike's fault, it's an upgrade fault, and that's the weight. So the weight of the bike, it's not a light bike, but it's about average for an aluminium bike. It's similar weight frame to my old Speedster, but the main problem of weight is in this rear wheel and cassette. So the rear cassette is so heavy, I think it's about 700 grams on its own, and the rear wheel is very heavy as well. And combined you can just feel the weight in the rear of the bike. So yeah, that's a bit of a negative on the bike. But yeah, I mean that's all I can really think of when it comes to negatives, and none of them are really about Ribble themselves, apart from these mudguards that are made by Ribble, but it's nothing to do with the bike. The bike's been absolutely fantastic. So moving on to things I'm going to improve on the bike in the future. The first obvious thing to do is to get some lighter wheels and a lighter cassette. And it's kind of not required on a commuter, but I'm going to do it because I commute up to 20 miles each way every day. So it is going to improve my summer commuting, but these will definitely be going on back in winter. I do wish that I'd gone for the 650B option wheels, because I think you actually get better wheels for the same price. They're a bit of an upgrade, and it'd also make more sense then to have them in winter and then have a lighter set of wheels with slicker tyres on for summer, which are 700C, rather than having two sets of 700C wheels. But I've gone with this now. I'm not going to buy another set of winter wheels and a set of summer wheels. These are my winter wheels now, and they're strong wheels so far. A much more positive experience than I've had in the past with Mavic wheels, where after less than 500 miles they were basically falling apart. Okay, so mudguards, yeah, like I said, I've adjusted these, but I'm going to see how I get on with them, but I might swap at least the front out for the SKS mudguards, and then I'll swap the rear as well eventually, just to make it match. There's actually nothing wrong with the rear mudguard, but it's nice to have a matching set. So yeah, that's the other improvement I might do to the bike in the future. But as it stands, there's nothing I really need to do to it. Pretty happy with it. So yeah, since buying it, I've actually recommended to a friend that they also buy a CGR. So he's ordered the blue one, not the orange one. He's gone for the Shimano 1x group set, and he's also gone for the SKS mudguards on my advice. So we'll see how his compares to mine. It worked out a little bit more expensive because of the group set and because of just various other things he's added, like various carbon fibre bits. So yeah, that's my review after having the bike for 3 months and about 1,200 miles or so. I'm still really happy with the choice I made. Really happy that I went for Ribble. I've had problems in the past with direct customer bike shops, but Ribble have been really good with me. Good customer service, really happy with the bike. There's a few upgrades, but I kind of knew them upgrades would need doing when I bought the bike. If I wanted a lighter bike, and it's not about it being light, it's about it being a good strong commuter that's easy to use, easy to maintain. Okay, thanks for watching, hope this has been useful.